Alright, so with one of my most viewed videos being 10 Bible verses taken out of context and NBBC, the National Bible Bee Competition coming up, and study passage being Romans 1-8, one of my friends suggested that we do Romans 10 Bible verses and Romans 1-8 taken out of context. So here we go. Romans 5:4 this is what it has to say. And to the one who does not work, but believes in him who justifies the ungodly, his faith is counted as righteousness. Now this verse shows that it is not by working that we obtain righteousness. That means no more late night studying or being productive for us. God has commanded us to be couch potatoes. Romans 6:7. For one who has died has been set free from sin. This verse shows that we have been set free from sin, and thus will never sin again. We will be perfect if we have died to sin, so we will no longer commit even one transgression. Romans 8:32. He who did not spare his own son, but gave him up for us all, how will he not also with him graciously give us all things? God will give us everything we desire, to win the lottery, to get a car, a house, anything in the world we want. As it is written, do not lay treasure in heaven where moth will destroy, but lay them down here on earth. Romans 8:36. For your sake, we are being killed all the day long. We are regarded as sheep to be slaughtered. This shows that all Christians will and are being killed. Now you may be wondering why I'm not being killed right now. Well, I have no idea. I really don't. I have no answer to this. No clue, but I believe the verse. Romans 7:12. So the law is holy, and the commandment is holy and righteous and good. This verse tells us that the law is good. The old covenant is good. So thus, shouldn't we be bound to the old covenant? No more bacon for me. Romans 3:7. But if through my lie God's truth abounds to his glory, why am I being condemned as a sinner? Here Paul questions why he's being condemned as a sinner if he tells a lie to abound God's truth. He's showing that if we lie to achieve goodness, we are completely justified, since he himself is questioning it. Romans 3:12. All have turned aside. Together they have become worthless. No one does good, not even one. This shows that all who have sinned are worthless to God. Their life has no meaning. They are nothing but dust. You know, this verse really seems to be going against other verses like John 3:16. I just don't know why. I can't put my finger on it, but there's something that feels off about this. But, we'll shrug it off. Next verse. Romans 2:1. Therefore you have no excuse, O man, every one of you who judges. For in passing judgment on another you condemn yourself, because you, the judge, practice the very same things. This verse states that if we do the sin, we can never attempt to help another struggling with sin. For example, if your neighbor lies, but you also sin at times, you can't tell him in a kind and loving manner to not sin, and he'll try to do suit, since you have also lied. Romans 6:2. What shall we say then? Are we to continue in sin that grace may abound? Again, Paul questions whether doing bad to have good come is acceptable. And from these verses alone, it seems he is questioning it. So why shouldn't we? Romans 6:3. Do you not know that all of us who have been baptized into Christ Jesus were baptized into his death? When we are baptized, the pastor must attempt to drown us to be baptized into his death. It's that simple, and then we'll have eternal bliss in heaven.